Rolex diamonds. Penny flip flops and styling. 5 brown Rolex diamonds. Hey, I do like robbing. Rolex diamonds. Hey, I do like robbing. Penny flip flops and styling. Like robbing. Penny flip flops and styling. Like Batman. None of them. Just none of them. Just left church, I'm wildin'. Poppy round Rolex diamonds. Rolex diamonds. She don't wanna leave, she vibing. I just left church, I'm wildin'. I'm wildin'. Fendi flip flops and styling. Heat it up, heat it up, heat it. No sit. Riding up. No, I never. It's something about me, just tell you I will. If you not my friend, I don't fake it, I never. Young rappers and Mason Margiela. 2 icy chains on top of my sweater. It's the success of my ladies endeavors. And knock them around, I guess they're not together. I'm making it better. She wanna come and play Jenga, I let her. If she from the hood, I could take her wherever. I ain't making no statements. I bought a cat.
We're the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Lots of enthusiasm around that presentation of the Star-Spangled Banner. And we got plenty more coming up. Stay tuned. Welcome to 2K Sports Live Saturday night coverage of the NBA. Thanks. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Take a look at the Rockets. They hold the first place spot in the conference just right where they want to be. They've got momentum.
And seeing where the Rockets are, they had a few critics coming into the season, and now I don't think they have any. This is a club ready to not only make a deep run, but possibly win it all.
They do have the pieces in place for a title run, but the competition in the playoffs will be stiff.
And the Houston Rockets starting 5. Tucker.
Whoa! Man, talk about bringing it.
And you know Westbrook has an outstanding vertical. Once he gets to the launching pad, rim, beware.
Stolen by Westbrook. Lobbed up there for Westbrook. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
And how about the communication between teammates on that alley-oop?
And that's what you need to pull that thing off.
Boy, both ends of that play, guys, were fantastic.
Back to White. Deflects the pass over Westbrook. White, good. You don't see this very often, Clark, but tonight, 2 teams that really thrive in the half court.
Yeah, and you know, they can get up and down, and we'll see them do that some, but they much prefer, Kevin, simply to grind it out.
And so White will bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Rockets team.
And with this matchup being an East versus West affair, it'll be the first of only 2 meetings between the teams.
And, you know, there's always a bit of a feeling out process in that first game between opponents. A lot different than when you've played a team you're familiar with.
And for the veteran, Gerald Green used to be a high flyer. Now more of a shooter.
Well, you know, Green has had a green light on his outside shots the last several years. He can hit threes off balance or with the hand in his face, and he does it at a decent clip. He can be a bit streaky, but, you know, that's something you've got to live with when he can knock them down the way he does.
Carter, the pass to Levine. It's rebounded by Houston.
You know, sometimes making it difficult for him to finish at the rim is all you can ask for from the defense.
And Green gets it to go.
Guys, that is concentration right there. Love how Green stayed in control and focused on the task at hand.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
White finds Levine. Back to White. Shot clock at 6. that shot off. So Houston will take it the other way. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
Well, it helps when your opponent makes that many mistakes. I thought that was the story of the game.
Yeah. I think that was a big part. Of it for sure, as it is anytime you make a bunch of mistakes. All they had to do was follow their game plan, and that's exactly what they did.
Good D by Westbrook.
You know, currently they're just 1 of 5 from the field. That's not going to get it done.
And the shot goes in. Westbrook's got 6.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
Bean passes to Carter. And just miss after miss right now. And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for Houston. Oh, and the jam by Westbrook.
Timeout. And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
And, you know, establishing that physical dominance early gives you a big mental edge, too. Don't discount that.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. And Coach Jim Boylan agreeing to a multi-year extension with the Bulls this summer break.
And taking that interim tag off his title as head coach, Boylan, with over 30 years of coaching experience, afforded the opportunity to continue developing this young core.
McLemore's checked in for Houston. There's Levine. Count it. Good.
You know what you get there? Levine's strong enough now to take on contact. Able to complete the play.
Here's Westbrook. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
For 3, Levine. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
To the inside. A nice shot by Tucker.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Outside Westbrook. The second effort. Second shot opportunity. Pass to McLemore. 6 on the shot clock. From outside, off the mark. Here's Capella. You know what? They battled on the glass, but couldn't knock it down. Bulls trail by 11. Inside, Carter. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist.
Boy, a terrific find. Levine plays mostly the 2, but he came into the league as a point guard.
Westbrook kicks to McLemore. Back to Westbrook. 1:11 left to play in the first quarter. And finished off by Westbrook.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
And, you know, nothing like getting an opponent on the ropes early. You love that if you're on that side of the scoreboard, and they are landing some haymakers now.
The kick out to Porter. And the pass to Markkanen. It's stolen by Capella. Lobbed up there for Westbrook. Hammers the alley-oop through.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
And, you know, it's an all-out effort they've come in with. Very aggressive offense so far.
White finds Carter. And the Bulls tack on 2 more. 29 seconds left in the first quarter. Westbrook against White. On deep, McLemore drills it from outside.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point defensively, you have to take something away.
And here's Levine. From deep three-point range. And no good on the last second attempt this time.
Good, solid, basic, fundamental defense. Tucker on balance, light on his feet, alert, beautifully done.
Russell Westbrook has been leading the charge for Houston. He totaled 14 points in the quarter. He's given them all the offense they need right now. And we'll be right back after this. Russell Westbrook has surly disposition on the court, but he talks about the power of positivity.
Throughout the years, I've been trying to find ways to be a better leader. Leadership was a huge thing, and I felt the way I reacted to certain plays and my facial expressions and my demeanor can change a lot for a teammate.
You can't win it alone.
And for superstar players like Westbrook, individual greatness isn't enough. It's about elevating the team around.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Show, guys.
An impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Yeah, you know what? Makes it really easy for the coaching staff in that case. No adjustments needed. Just keep on keeping on.
Young and Carter are the big men inside. Dunn is out there with Thomas Satoransky. And it's Valentine in at the 3 spot. That's the Bulls 5 as we get into the second quarter.
Well, you know, for so long, Mike D'Antoni has been a vanguard on NBA offense. His teams have always played great offense, moving, spacing, dynamic players. Defense has not been at the level of offense, but I think he's actually improved as a coach in that area as well.
Dunn shot is good.
Tell you what, guys, there's no way you're stopping Dunn when he's that close to the hoop.
Dunn against Harden. Takes it off the glass. Harden's got 4 points now in the quarter. And Clark, part of it for D'Antoni is that he has delegated
and responsibility. He thinks
12. Over to the wing. Harden against Duffer, James Harden.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
Well, it's no secret that the Rockets are looking to take threes as often as possible. Over 45. A game last year.
Well, you think about the Rockets, clearly they're the forerunners of the analytics application in how they play. Well over half their shots last season from three-point range broke their own record last year in three-point attempts.
Clark, he's checked in for P.J. Tucker.
Well, one thing you like there is the extra pass. Evidence that the game is starting to slow down for Dunn.
Here's Harden. Plays it up and banks it in. Harden's got the lead up to 14 now for the Rockets.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
With the floater, the shot by Satoransky, no good.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
against Harden. Dunn dishes to Young. Pass to Satoransky. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From past the arc. And it's James Harden with the rebound. And so it's Harden bringing it up for Houston. 16-point lead, the largest margin in the game.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Boy, this is borderline ridiculous. I mean, every single attempt finding the bottom of the bucket.
Picked away. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, the Chicago Bulls continue to be a team in rebuild mode. They traded for Otto Porter at the deadline last season, and that seemed like a turning point. It lessened the logjam in the front court, and his versatile game fit well with some of the young players. Now that they've added rookie Kobe White and other moves this summer, fans are eager to see this young team take the next step. Kevin?
And David, they've got some pieces too. Thank you. Here's Dunn. No good again that time. Rockets leading by 21. Clark, the rookies are still trying to...
Yeah! And Harden, an absolutely vicious dunker. Terrific at bouncing towards the rim for the epic throwdown.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. And with all the accolades that James Harden has accumulated in his career, Clark, the one thing missing is a championship ring.
And, you know, there's no guarantees for however great you are individually that you'll win it. Championship. We've got a lot of great players that weren't able to get that done. But, you know, when you think about it, that's one thing that's keeping him from being in the all-time great shooting guard conversation in the eyes of some. Team success is critically important. Championships add to your resume, but I think at the end of the day, when you maximize your individual contribution, that should be worth something. Recognition and accolades.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Lauri Markkanen's checked in for Carter. Porter comes in for Valentine. Beans checked in for Satoransky. And it's White in for Dunn. Houston with a big group substitution here. Hartenstein, he's checked in for Chandler. Frazier comes in for Danuel House. Gordon's checked in for McLemore. And Russell Westbrook subbed in for James Harden. That one drops for him.
A fantastic heads-up play there from Young to find the open man.
To the right side. And it's Westbrook. That time on the assist by Eric Gordon. 16 points for Russell Westbrook. A minute 20 left to play in the first half. Gordon against Levine. Kicks to Porter. Markkanen passes to Levine. Back to Markkanen. Launches it. Russell Westbrook with the rebound. Westbrook's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Man, you got to admire how easily Westbrook takes over games. I mean, an offensive juggernaut who is tenacious when it comes to scoring.
And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for Houston.
Tell you what, guys, they're showing us a lot of energy early on and racking up those fast break points.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
And Russell Westbrook is as explosive a guard as we've seen in the history of the game. An incredibly gifted scorer who can also punch it on you.
White with it. Westbrook picks him up from 11 feet away. White, good. White's got his 2nd bucket.
Yeah, attacking the interior is something White does well. He's crafty, and he makes good adjustments against the defense.
Westbrook against White, and Westbrook throws it down.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Now here's Levine. 17 points in his last outing. Chicago shooting their first free throws here tonight. Free throw good, Levine.
He was the 13th pick in the 2014 NBA draft, and Levine's developed into a really high-quality player at the NBA level, and I think he's just scratching the surface.
Here's Westbrook. Kept alive. Kicks it out to Gordon. From deep. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so it's Houston finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Russell, how confident are you that there's nobody that can stay in front of you?
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the 3rd quarter of action following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. There was no stopping Russell Westbrook in the first half. He had 21 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals. He seems to have carried the momentum from his last game right into tonight. Kenny, what you think about the Rockets?
They looked like they were playing an easy game of pitch and catch out there. The playmakers and finishers were in sync on every level. The assist disparity, now that was big. Now that's the reason why it's a blowout right now, and they played well.
And Shaq, what you think about Chicago?
Well, they gave up too many good looks. Look at the field goal percentage against them. This tells the whole story. Not enough activity defensively, not enough disruption, Ernie. Like Kenny disrupts me all the time, not enough disruption.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back. Kevin Harlan. Go. Go over there.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game, he has been everywhere.
Well, he left his mark on that first half with his quick hands. Great sense of timing to pile up the steals.
Well, I thought it was a great defensive performance for him so far. He's aware, he's alive, he's alert, quick to react to everything that's going on around him. Can't do it much better than that.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. And on the floor for Mike D'Antoni starting the second half. Tucker and Capella are up front. Gordon is at the 2 with Green playing the 3. And it's Westbrook in at the point guard position. A lot of different ways, Clark, to construct a roster. What would be your preference as a general manager? Any direction you might want to go?
Well, obviously, if you have an opportunity to get an outstanding franchise-type point guard or versatile wing player in today's game, I think those are the pieces that you really need to start with.
Because there's so much spacing and so much switching on defense.
Exactly, and I failed to mention a two-way player at that wing spot.
Oh, right,
Who can defend multiple positions, but also has a pretty strong offensive skill set.
And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Bulls. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. Here's LaVine, and he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
And bringing the fight there, LaVine, fearless, creating contact for the potential +1.
This will be his 3rd free throw shot of the game. Well, you just watch LaVine play, and you can see the athleticism he possesses. Greg just explodes anytime he wants to.
And guys, with LaVine, the speed and first step have always been there for him. But you can see the strength he's added to his game since his rookie year whenever he goes at the rim. They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Finds himself wide open and drills it. LaVine's got 12.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
Westbrook drives in. Oh, and he jams it right over Wendell Carter. Wow.
Man, I tell you what, one of the things I love about Westbrook is the ferocity with which he attacks the rack. When he's driving inside, he's trying to punish the defender and the basket.
White with it. Westbrook picks him up. And Capella over to help. Westbrook with the steal. And out of bounds is Chicago gains possession. And a chance now to look at the schedule for Chicago. On Tuesday, they'll host the New York Knicks. And then on Thursday, they'll be matching up against Eric Bledsoe and the Milwaukee Bucks.
And looking at that Nets matchup, I think it's going to be an interesting challenge. Even though they expect to come out on top, this could probably be a pick-em game, depending on how they play.
Valentine's checked in for the Bulls. Satoransky comes in for White. Gordon trying to break loose. And it's put back up and in by Capella.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high-percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
To the middle, here's LaVine. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. LaVine's got 7 now in this quarter.
You know, guys, LaVine can score in a lot of different ways, and when he starts feeling it, it allows him to go for big nights. I mean, this guy can be very explosive offensively.
Satoransky in the corner. No good on the triple. Rockets leading by 23. Here's Westbrook, and finished off by Westbrook.
Oh, let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk like that in a game.
And guys, it's going to be a long time before we see another one just like that.
And the Bulls making a change here. Dunn's checked in. And a switch here also for Houston. McLemore is checked in.
And for so many things that the Rockets do right, one area they can lapse in is rebounding.
Yeah, and a big part of that, I think, is they play a lot of small ball, and the defense is decent, but the rebounding suffers when they go small. They were bottom 3 in the league last year in rebounding.
Outside, Green. Passes to Westbrook. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
To see Westbrook for Capella. Coming off a terrific season. 2nd in field goal percentage, 5th in rebounding, and a top 15 ranking in blocks per game, supplying that backline protection that is so key to a great defense.
And you pointed out his ranking as the 2nd best shooter in the league last season. I think with a little extra work, he could become #1 this time around. Thaddeus Young, he's checked in for Chicago. And the Rockets making a change here as well. James Harden is checked in for McLemore. And there's a whistle that's going to go on James Harden. That's his first foul. The shot by Markkanen, nobody around. Wide open shot is on the money. Markkanen's got his 2nd basket of the night.
And the quick trigger of Markkanen is impressive. He's got such a fluid release, too, especially on these catch-and-shoot jumpers.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. And Clark, your love for the Buckeye State has never been questioned. What was the best part of growing up as a kid in Ohio?
Well, I think a number of things. One, having family around, extended family as well as immediate family, but also the sports love that exists throughout the state. And being able to experience that and enjoy that with my dad and siblings, that's special. Having a career in basketball that I've had makes it even more special.
For the Rockets, Clark, he's checked in for P.J. Tucker. Daniel House comes in for Gerald Green. And it's Austin Rivers in for Russell Westbrook.
Risky pass there. They're lucky to retain possession this time.
Stolen by Satoransky. Third quarter of basketball here and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by.
Markkanen is used to having the defense all over. I mean, he's a marked man, especially this close. Somehow, though, he finds a way.
Here's Harden. He feeds it to Capella. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And, you know, you look at the way Clint Capella's offensive role has expanded the last few years. He's great in the pick and roll as an option at the top of the key, and he's actually seeing more and more touches as a finisher at the rim. The next step in his development, being a back-to-the-basket scorer.
And the foul on Harden. That'll be his second foul of the game. The Rockets making a switch here. Chandler's checked in. And Satoransky wide open. He fires. Here's Young. And the layup is good. Young's got his second. Basket of the game.
You know, those are the plays where you really see Young's quickness off the floor. He's got a great, quick second jump, which leads to second chance scores.
Harden can't hit. And with Capella, Clark, the numbers don't lie. He is a big factor on offense now.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I mean, his hands have gotten better. That's not something you can always see in a big guy, is improvement in his hands, but he's gotten better in catching and finishing. I love the way he moves and is always ready for the pass. He catches some tough stuff in traffic, and he gives you all of this at the offensive end with high-level defense, too.
Here's Dunn. And Chandler sends it back.
And how about the basketball IQ of Chandler? Just knows exactly when to sky and commit to blocking shots. Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
Dunn looking over the floor. Pass to Valentine. And it's Young at the elbow. To the paint. Here's Dunn. Second chance shot. And the layup is up and in. Dunn's got 6.
And Dunn is spectacular on the drive, seeking contact and getting it. Even more impressive that he makes these shots, too. Well, you will not see that from him very often, especially right at the rim.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. The Bulls have been on target from the free throw line. They're 5 of 5 in that department. And the first one drops. So for the Bulls, Porter's checked in for Markkanen. Zach LaVine comes in for Satoransky. And it's White in for Chris Dunn. Good on both. Rockets leading by 22. Rivers with it. Down low. And that one's good by Clark. Clark's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
That was just a perfect possession, getting it in tight for the high percentage shot.
Poked away, stolen by Harden. And so it looks like the Rockets will retain possession here. There's 18 seconds left to play here in the 3rd. Feeds it to Chandler, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Carter. 5 seconds left here in the third quarter. The three from Harden. Unable to get that one. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Houston on top, opening up a huge gap. From the United Center in Chicago, back in a moment. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. So for Chicago right now, LaVine at the 2 with Porter at the 3. Young and Carter are the big men inside. And it's White in at the cross. And Young with the stop.
No doubt about it on that finish by Young.
And the Rockets with possession here. Harden surveying the D. And it's Clark in the corner. Lets it go with the 3. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got 5 assists tonight. The Bulls shooting 51% from the field. They'll take that. Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. Clark, the level of nuance and the footwork that keeps evolving every few years. Talk about the changes that you have seen from the time you've played to the exquisite footwork we see now.
Well, you know, some of my peers would say that these guys are being allowed to walk. Yes. Haven't talked about as good footwork. So you work with Reggie and other guys, and I hear them all the time saying guys are getting away with carrying the ball and so forth. But the footwork is pretty good. I mean, when you think about it, the step-back three-point shot, the ability to make plays off the dribble, all attributed to footwork. I think it's just an evolution of the game. As players see more and more of excellent work on the court, they're able to emulate it a lot sooner and a lot better.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Felicio's checked in for Carter. Chandler Hutchison comes in for Young. Antonio Blakeney's checked in for LaVine. And it's Ryan Arcidiacono in for White. The pass to Arcidiacono. Here's Felicio. 5 on the clock. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Arcidiacono's got his first bucket of the night. Westbrook surveying the D to the inside. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got 6 assists now in the game.
And, you know, when you get a clean look at the rim, Harden usually will find you. I think he's underrated and undervalued at making his teammates better.
Arcidiacono, the pass to Porter. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Clark, a lot of fans ask us what qualifies as a legal screen versus a moving screen. They feel there's a lot of gray area there. What do you think?
Well, I think there is some gray area because the problem you have, one of the problems is a number of veterans out there have become really masters at getting a little extra into their screen, which borders on illegal and many times is. So the league is doing a pretty good job of clarifying. And if you're moving your lower or upper body to help a teammate with your screen, then that should be called. And most times it is called as illegal. A hip check, a shoulder, any of that to set a screen is illegal.
Green with the rebound.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Here's Arcidiacono. He's covered by Westbrook. Green against Porter. Pass to Hutchison. Shoots over Capella. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
Well, I got to say, one thing that stuck out all game is the consistent penetration they've got.
And also, their mid-range game has been impressive. A tough shot to rely upon, but they really had it going tonight.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Wendell Carter, he's checked in for Felicio. Lean comes in for Antonio Blakeney. And it's White in for Ryan Arcidiacono. And here's White. He'll bring it up for Chicago. Porter against Green. And that one's good by Porter.
Fleshing out his game more and more. I really like seeing Porter go to work inside.
Westbrook against White. Westbrook with the bucket. Westbrook's got 31.
And he has just been in a flow offensively. Terrific game. He has been the X factor.
Here's Levine. Good on the bucket.
And there you see it right there on display. The quick feet, the long strides of Levine helps him in a lot of ways.
Green deciding where to go with it. The feed to Tucker. Back to Green. Harden against Levine. It's Harden with the drive. Good work defensively by Carter.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
Timeout called, the Rockets.
And you look at Wendell Carter Jr., the center out of Duke. Fantastic blend of size and ability. A lot to like about what he can do.
Now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw-dropper. He must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight, because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
Well, to come in here facing a hostile crowd and have a game like he's had, that's what separates the good players from the great players. .156 left in the fourth. In the corner, it's Gordon. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And with Wendell Carter Jr., we saw flashes of his potential last season.
Easy to see why he was a snap pick at 7 for the Bulls back in 2018. As he gets more comfortable in his role and his teammates lean on him, he could be a force.
And there's the call on Austin Rivers. That's his first foul. And the Bulls making a change here. Arcidiacono's checked in. On defense, Houston. There's a minute 34 left to play here in the fourth.
Over a 7'4" wingspan for Clint Capella. That's long, folks, and makes him an intimidating shot blocker.
Gordon kicks to Capella. And it's Eric Gordon with the foul. That's his third foul of the game. Antonio Blakeney's checked in for Satoransky. Houston with a big group substitution here. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Clark. Green comes in for Danuel House. James Harden, he's checked in for Eric Gordon. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Rivers. Here's Blakeney. It's good. Blakeney's got his first basket of the night.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Houston.
They really had it going, guys. Their offense propelled them.
In this case, it was the higher shooting percentage that made the difference and earned them the W.
And they took charge when it counted, and they'll be notching their 9th win overall.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just a 2-gamer since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Russell Westbrook.
Well, the defense just couldn't figure him out, and he continued to put it to him.
The free throw drops for Russell Westbrook. And so Westbrook makes them both. And Chicago has possession. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Pass to Valentine. Here's Felicio, guarded by Green. Back to Valentine. And it goes down 2 points.
Look, it's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Now they're playing with urgency, huh? They could have done it much earlier before the game was out of reach.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
And, you know, this run shows what kind of attitude this team has. I mean, the win is there. Go get it.
And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, I agree. You know, sometimes that can be a tough call for the refs to make, but not that time. It was easy there.
So we see the Rockets taking the win here. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, James. Congrats on the win. What's your team's mindset right now in terms of approach?
Our consistency and our attention to detail. You know, we're a young team, but we got to focus on the small things. Our hard work is going to be enough as well.
Great effort tonight, James. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David. Great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you later.